Well, it's finally here, the Sonic Movie 3 trailer. And in this video, I'm going to do something a bit different and do some unscripted analysis of this trailer. I've already seen it, so if you haven't, I definitely recommend going and watching it first. So with that being said, let's just get straight into it because, well, let's just do it.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
So, of course, the opening here, they're in London. Not really sure when this takes place, but we can see later on in the trailer that there might be a reason why they're here. They're not just running around for no reason.
I know it hasn't always been easy, but you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
Got some Sonic rail grinding in there. If you watched Sam Procrastinate's stream last night, you would know that the bingo card had rail grinding on it, so that's checked off on the list. There's Prison Island, of course, too. You can see that this is, in a second here, where Shadow is being kept.
And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond.
And there he is. The CGI on here looks incredible. Of course, this is Shadow breaking out for the first time. It doesn't seem like Robotnik is the one doing this, unlike SA2. I'm not exactly sure why he gets out. It could just be something that he did on his own, or maybe someone else is working with Shadow, which might be the case, as we will hear from him later on in the trailer.
Shadow's story began a lot like yours, Sonic.
There is Maria, of course, and this, I'm assuming, is the arc, but we don't really get a good look at it in this trailer. There's a few spots that I think might be the arc that we see later on, but I'll show you when we get there.
But where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
This might be one of them. This is another area that I think we were just in earlier. And as you can see, here is Shadow. If this isn't Gerald, then I literally don't know who else it could be, so it's gotta be Gerald. And, of course, Maria here, who, I don't know if she's been shot, like in Sonic Adventure 2, but there are some people here that look like they might be doing that, so we'll have to wait and see.
Alright, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
Team Sonic is being recruited to fight Shadow. They're not just, Sonic isn't just stumbling upon him out in the wild, kind of like he does in SA2. He also seems to be working with Gun. As you can see, this is a Gun helicopter right here. So I don't think he's going to be on the run from Gun necessarily, at least at the start. He might be later on, but this movie seems to be a lot different from Sonic Adventure 2's story. So definitely a lot of differences so far, at least at the start here. And here he is.
Than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right.
Now, obviously, if you've seen the trailer, you know what's coming up. It's Keanu Reeves as Shadow.
Here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to.
He sounds perfect.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no.
This sequence is crazy, by the way. Shadow's got his chaos control.
Can we just talk about this?
Okay, here, this is one of the other parts. As you can see, this is still in London, where they were at the beginning of the trailer. That looks to possibly be a gun base, maybe. But this right here seems like it might be the Ark, and I'll show you why later, because there's another shot that we can see of it. We really don't get too much of it, but I don't really know what else this would be, because we know that Dr. Eggman shows up later on in a different, like, crab mech thing, so this might be the Ark. I don't know why it's so small. I don't really know why it's not in space either, but again, this seems to be a pretty different story from Sonic Adventure 2, so we just can't really know until we see the movie, I guess.
He's too powerful.
This shot is amazing. Shadow fighting Gun as well. some people have been speculating, that Shadow might kill Tom in this movie. And that would be pretty crazy. I don't personally think that would happen. But, I mean, hey, Maria was, here at the whatever timestamp. So, you never really know. They could totally kill Tom here. And then as you can see, I don't know if this is just an editing thing or if Shadow literally just punches a hole in the fabric of reality here. It looks like an editing thing. It looks like this could be a ring portal opening up something kind of like how in the Knuckles series he opened up a portal to like a black hole or something. And also another thing, people were thinking at very first glance, if you just watch this sequence as it goes by really quickly, some people were thinking that this is Amy just because of the lighting, but it's not. It's Knuckles. Amy is, unfortunately, not in this trailer. Neither is Rouge, so looks like we're just getting Shadow this time.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
As you can see, this is the mech that I was talking about earlier. This is what Eggman shows up in, so this doesn't look like the same base, arc, flying thing that was coming out of the water earlier.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Also, if you're listening to the dialogue, yes, they are teaming up with Dr. Robotnik here, Eggman, Team Sonic, working together to defeat Shadow and whoever else he's working with.
Doctor!
We have visitors.
We got Fat Eggman this time.
Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Okay, this is a very important moment here. As you can see, Sonic is handing Eggman one of his power quills, which could be used in this movie, maybe as a setup and a payoff here, or it could be used in the post-credit scene for Eggman to potentially be building Metal Sonic using this quill right here. I don't know, maybe he's just... Something about this seems like it could be setting up for a potential Metal Sonic, using this power that Sonic is giving Eggman right now, so that they will work together. So I'm pretty excited to see what comes of that.
Let's do this!
If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it! I need room.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some. When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Alright, so this line right here, this is what I've been talking about. Shadow might be working with someone. I have a theory, I'll talk about it at the end. But this line here,
When we're done.
he very specifically says when we're done, not when I'm done. So he's not just acting alone here. And I don't think he's working with Eggman either because, well, we know that Sonic and Eggman are working together, so I wouldn't put it past Eggman, playing both sides. That's probably something he would do. But also, maybe Shadow is working with somebody else.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
And of course, there is the Shadow Dark Rider motorcycle. They had to include it. There's no way they weren't going to include it. Looks awesome. Also, I forgot to mention earlier, it seems like a lot of this is taking place in Tokyo. The movie in Japan is actually called Sonic X Shadow Tokyo Mission. So it seems like most of this, rather than taking place in San Francisco like Sonic Adventure 2 did, will be in Tokyo this time.
Hey, no cheat code!
And right there, this is the other part of the arc that I was talking about. This seems to be the same structure. You can see there's the big red band across it. There's these two engine-looking things. But yeah, right here. So as you can see, there's those two little, whatever these are. There's the red band. The only thing is that here, we can see something else, is that this looks like the mustache that is on the arc, which makes me think that this is the arc. And you can see there's some sort of light coming from over here, could be the sun. So yeah, this might be the arc. And there's another thing, I keep pausing a lot, but it's a trailer analysis. There's a Chow Garden. If you can see right here, it says garden, and that definitely says Chow Garden. So the Chow exist to some extent in this universe. Also, I'm assuming this is closer to the beginning of the movie, because I think this is when Team Sonic is being told about Shadow. Not sure why missiles are going into the Chow Garden. If that's a Shadow thing, cool. If it's not, that could be who Shadow's working with. Maybe since they just showed the Ark a few seconds ago, maybe they came from the Ark.
What did you do?
And then here's the other thing. This is why people were thinking that Shadow might have killed Tom here, because Sonic seems pretty upset and asks him, you know, what did you do? And then Shadow responds with,
Do what I had to.
seems pretty villainous. Maybe Shadow did kill Tom. We don't know yet. Shadow is doing the Akira slide, of course. A lot of people have pointed this out. Looks pretty cool.
Welcome home, my boy.
The interesting part. Why is Gerald Robotnik here? Well, not really sure. This could be a hallucination, or maybe it's some sort of time manipulation thing that Shadow was working with earlier, back when we saw the portal of whatever this right here is. Not sure. You know, it's gotta be Gerald, right? Eggman's actual father has never been a character ever really referenced in the Sonic anything, so he either is alive. If you can see the room here, looks like it might be his cell, maybe, where he was imprisoned after the raid on the Ark, because it looks like there's some writing on the wall. So maybe he's a little crazy. Eggman also looks pretty beat up here. Not really sure what that's about. But also, I think this might be who Shadow's working with. If Gerald really is alive in this movie, Shadow might be working with Gerald, hence why the missiles were flying into the Chow Garden and why, you know, Shadow said, we did what we had to do or whatever. And also, that might be why the Ark is just now rising out of the water, because it doesn't seem like it's in space already. I'm assuming that's what's happening. We really don't know. This trailer doesn't give us too much insight into the story yet. And here, let's just finish out this trailer real quick, and I'll give my final thoughts on it all.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
That was the Sonic Movie 3 trailer. It just looks really good. It looks really fun. There's a lot in here. Shadow looks amazing. I'm really excited for it. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this trailer analysis. Leave anything else that I might have missed down in the comments below. Live and Learn is basically confirmed for the movie. You can kind of hear a little bit of it at the end. They use a little bit of the Green Hill music in here, like kind of around this area.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
You can hear a little bit of it. Anyways, if I missed anything, leave it down below in a comment. Let everybody know if you spot anything crazy. If you see Rouge in the background, I don't think she's going to be in the movie. If you have any other theories, leave those down below too. If you think something with Metal Sonic might come from this scene right here, kind of like I'm thinking. Otherwise, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Maybe hit the subscribe button, because I'm definitely going over this more in the future. And really, that's all I've got to say. I'll see you next time.